Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about a voice we all know. You know the one. It can hold you back more than anything else out there. We're talking about the inner critic.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You're about to do something and you just stop. Not because you can't do it, but because that little voice in your head says you're going to fail. Well, this explainer is all about that voice, and more importantly, how you can finally learn to talk back. All right, so let's dive in. What is this voice really? Well, it's got a name, the inner critic. And let me tell you, when it gets loud, it can take over everything. Your choices, your relationships, even how you see yourself in the mirror.
It's like this. It's the part of you that becomes your own worst enemy, right at the exact moment you need to be your biggest fan. Think about it, a big job interview, a new opportunity, and that's when it decides to show up. And here's the real trap, isn't it? Because this voice comes from inside you, it feels like the absolute undeniable truth. You just believe it. But where does this voice even come from? How did it get there?
Okay, so what's really fascinating is this. Nobody is born with an inner critic. It's not, a factory setting. It's something we actually learn. Just think about little kids for a second. They are absolutely fearless, right? They'll sing way off key, ask for anything they want. They're not afraid to just be. That whole self-criticism thing, that's something that gets installed in us later on. So a lot of the time, this voice is basically an echo from our childhood. It's formed by those early experiences. Maybe you grew up in a house where every little mistake was put under a microscope, or where you were always being compared to someone else. Eventually, you start hearing those words even when no one is saying them. And after a while, you don't even need other people to criticize you anymore. You've gotten so good at it, you just do it to yourself. That critical voice basically moves in and becomes a permanent and very loud roommate in your head. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Your inner critic isn't just one single voice. Oh no. It's more like a shapeshifter. It can wear a bunch of different masks, different personalities. As we go through them, see if any of these sound a little familiar.
Okay, first up, we have the perfectionist. You know this one. It's the voice that's just never, ever satisfied. No matter what you achieve, it's the one that tells you 99% just isn't good enough.
So even when people are praising you, the perfectionist is whispering in your ear, yeah, but you don't really deserve it. It's constantly moving the goalposts, making sure you can never, ever feel like you're actually good enough. All right, next up is the catastrophist. This one lives in the future, and it's always expecting the absolute worst. It paralyzes you with this endless stream of what if this goes wrong scenarios. It stops you before you even start.
This voice just fuels your anxiety, right? It keeps you stuck on the sidelines, too afraid to take risks or try anything new. And the crazy part is, it tells you it's just trying to protect you.
The comparer. This one is so common today. It's constantly measuring your life against everyone else's, especially what you see on social media.
When this critic is in charge, every time you scroll through your phone, it finds more ammunition. It takes every success someone else has and turns it into evidence of your own failure.
Then we have the punisher. This critic is obsessed with your past mistakes. It just replays them over and over and over in your head, never letting you forget. This one is all about guilt and shame. It just refuses to forgive you, to let you have a second chance. It keeps you staring in the rearview mirror, so you can never actually move forward. And last but not least, we have the invalidator. This is the voice that dismisses your own feelings. Whenever you're feeling hurt or sad, it just brushes them aside. It basically makes you doubt your own emotions. It tells you you're being too dramatic, that what you're feeling isn't real, so you learn to just hide how you truly feel, even from yourself. So you see all these different faces of the critic, right? The perfectionist, the punisher, they all have one thing in common. They only have power over you if you believe what they're saying without ever questioning it.
So the big question is, how do you fight back? How do you start to reclaim your own mind? Well, the goal isn't really to silence this voice completely. Honestly, that's probably impossible. The real goal is to change your relationship with it. And here's a really practical 3-step way to do that. First, just name it. When you hear it, say to yourself, that's my inner critic talking. That simple act creates some distance. Second, question it. Ask yourself, is that really a fact or is it just a feeling? Would I ever say that to a friend? This weakens its power. And finally, and this is so important, practice self-compassion. You start to build a new voice inside your head, an ally.
Because you have to remember,
That critic can be really, really loud. It can be cruel. But its voice is not the truth. It is not your truth.
Your mind is going to say all kinds of things. The beautiful part is you get to choose what you believe. You don't have to buy into every single thought that pops into your head. You can actually learn to separate who you really are from what that critic says you are.
Thank you for joining this explainer. And I'll leave you with this one thought. The next time that harsh inner voice pipes up, what if your response was just kindness? Seriously, think about that. Because what you choose to do with that simple question, well, it could change everything.